What's up, guys? This is Will H Gadgets and More, back with another video doing a follow-up on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4. So I've had this 3 months now, and I want to come back and talk about my experience with this device after having it. Some things I like, some things I don't like, and just my overall impressions of this device. So picked it up directly from Samsung 3 months ago, and I got the 12 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gigabytes of storage version. Originally, I made a mistake and bought the AT&T version. Ended up sending that one back and got the unlocked. So that's where we are so far with this device. Now this comes in 4 different colors. Comes in that nice burgundy color. Comes in the gray green, the phantom black, and of course this beige. Now I probably should have picked the gray green or the phantom black. This color, when I first saw it, was very, very nice. I still like it, but it's a little bit flashy for me now. Beautiful color, as you guys see. You got this nice gold going around this aluminum frame, and just a stunning looking device. But it's a little flashy and flamboyant for me after time. Now I can hide this to a certain extent. If I use something like the Unicorn Beetle Pro, I can kind of cover up the color of it a little bit and just give me a little break. If you use something like this, now there are other cases out there too. I could put a skin on it, but I normally use a case like this that has the ability to have a kickstand, or I use the other Samsung case that you can attach your S Pen. But that's one thing that kind of wore off on me, is the color of this, but it's still beautiful. So all of my other two folds that I had, the 2 and the 3, they were both black. So this was something different. I don't think I'll do it again, but very beautiful, as you guys see. Now, as far as the way it's held up, no scratches, anything. I always keep it in a case. Held up very well, as you guys see. You got your microphones up here, your speaker. This side, you got your antenna band, you got your SIM card tray, which is still great to have. Unfortunately, my main card eSIM is AT&T, and it's with the iPhone 14 Pro Max. And before, I only had just one line, and I would swap my SIM card between all of my devices. So since I've had to use the eSIM, I went out and picked up Mint Mobile. So I'm switching the Mint Mobile card between the Z Flip 4 and the hashtag Team Pixel, hashtag gift from Google, hashtag made by Google, Google Pixel 7 Pro. So Mint Mobile is going between those, and so that's how that's going. So going around the device, like I said, you got your volume up and down, you got your power button / fingerprint sensor, which is very accurate. On the bottom, you're going to have your speaker charging port, your very nice hinge here with some Samsung branding. Then you got your camera bar back here in the back, which is not very big, as you guys see. Very nice device, feels very premium in the hand. It's not too big, not too wide. This form factor. Now, I was one of the persons that said the outer display should be wider. I do still have problems typing on this device. Let's go ahead and get into it. Because it is a little narrow here. Now, they did make the hinge smaller, and they made the front display a little bit bigger by taking away some of that border that was going around there. But for me, typing is still an issue. I still can't type very well with this device. I'm going to try to bring up a keyboard here. So here's the keyboard. And as you guys see, your thumbs are just too big for this, especially if you're trying to use 2 thumbs. But what I've become accustomed to is just swiping on it. It works very well for me. So being a 6.2 inch display, this is 120 hertz refresh rate, is very nice. Colors are vibrant, very nice looking. What I've become accustomed to, this is for a quick glance at your social media. It's very nice for, looking at Twitter and stuff like that. If you're not able to open it up, quick reply to text messaging, answering your phone calls, things of that nature. This is going to be great for doing that. Now, if they make it wider, it's going to be about that much wider. Then that means if they don't slim this down and take away some of the weight, it's going to be really a brick because it's heavy as is. So one thing about this, the advantage over this in comparison to something like your Z Flip, you get a phone call on this and it's closed, you're going to automatically go into speakerphone. There's no earpiece out here. Now, unless you're someone that's very good at flipping it open with one hand, then that's the advantage this has by being slim, and you don't have to do so much hand jocking with this. So I don't complain about the size of the outer display as much anymore because this really meant to be open up, or meant to be used both ways. But if you really want to get immersed in your content, then you just open it up. So you got a front-facing 10 megapixel camera on here that can shoot up to 4K, the selfie camera, but you can also, and it does a great job. I'll drop a selfie in here, but if you don't want to use this camera, you do still have the ability to use your rear-facing cameras as your selfie camera, and I'll drop some B-roll in here for that as well. So on the back, you're going to have a 50 megapixel wide, you got a 10 megapixel telephoto, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide, and this can shoot up to 8K at 24 frames per second. Now these cameras are definitely a great improvement over the Fold 3 and the Fold 2. These have incredible zoom on them. Video capturing is great on it, and the photos come out very well as well. So the cameras are greatly improved. Build quality is still nice, and I just really enjoy the device so far. Now this is going to have two speakers that are AKG tuned, one here at the bottom. Now these are great for video calls, listening at your music, watching videos, movies, and things like that. They are very nice, especially if you have the Dolby Atmos enabled on them. It's going to be very nice sound coming from these. You got a 4,400 milliamp hour battery. Now I get anywhere from 6.5 to 7.5, 8 hours screen on time. I do have it connected to my Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, and I'm still getting pretty good battery life. Just all depends on what you're doing. Most of the time I'm around Wi-Fi, so very good battery life for me. This is hooked up, like I said, to Mint Mobile. It's kind of spotty in my town in certain areas, so I will lose some battery life there as well. So pretty much it on the outside of the device. So I do wish there was a little indentation here for opening this up, because I do have a hard time opening this up sometimes, getting a grip on it without a case. Now I do have a little bit of a crunch from time to time. I don't know if some dust or some particles has gotten into my hinge. I don't know if you guys can hear it. There's a little bit of a crunch when I open this up, and it's a little annoying. I haven't had any issues, hasn't caused any, problems or anything with the display, but there's a little bit of crunch. So I don't know if I got some pretty good sized dust particles in the hinge, but when I open it up, you can hear that. So opening this up, you see the 7.6 inch AMOLED display. Very beautiful, colorful, vibrant. This wallpaper doesn't do it justice, but it is a very nice display on here. 120 hertz refresh rates. It's very smooth. No problems or anything with this. Minimal bezels going around there. Just a beautiful, beautiful device. Now you do see the crease in there. Normally I don't see it, but making the video I had to point it out. I don't go this far in to stroll across on anything, so my fingers never touch, or thumbs never touch the crease. Depends, and it doesn't matter which orientation I have it in. I just never touch the crease in it. And this is one of the main things I like about this device, is this big, huge, beautiful display here. Makes it into a miniature tablet when you have it open. And the most enjoyable thing about this, You do have this 4-megapixel camera here, which I don't even know if I've ever opened it up to look at it. Just not something that I'm going to use. And this is just beautiful, man. So this has the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor in it, 12 gigabytes of RAM, and I haven't had any issues with performance on this device at all. It is very quick getting into apps, strolling around, doing things with this device. You're not going to have any issues. The 12L introduced the dock area down here, I call it. That may not be the right term for it, where you can just quickly jump into different apps here, back and forth. And that's with the 12L. And it's been great. So what I use this device for, I do use this for video editing. I have recently added the LumaFusion on here. And as you guys see, it works well. Could be optimized a little bit better. You can use it landscape or portrait. But so far, this has been great using it. Also use this for video editing thumbnails as well. I do have Power Direct on here. I do like to use this for reading books. Got my Kindle book app here. And this is what your page is going to look like. Very nice size for reading books. Very good layout right there. Also, I like viewing my photos with this. Let me go ahead and open up a photo. So this is what your photo is going to be looking like on here. Just look at your big, beautiful canvas that you have here for viewing your photos. This is very nice size for viewing your photos and things like that. Also for gaming, if you want to have a big canvas for doing your gaming, and this is what you're going to get. Just look how big this is. Now this is just one example of a game, but it's very capable of playing the very intense games as well. But you're going to be fully immersed in your games with the size of this display here. Also, for browsing the web, you're going to have a big, beautiful canvas here for reading your articles, different articles that you want to read. You guys see the text is going to be very clear, vibrant. Let me go ahead and lower the brightness down. This is the reading experience you're going to have here. Just going to be a pleasure. And also for viewing your content, like your videos, watching movies and things like that, this is going to be great. Now, you do have the ability to run 2 apps, 3 apps at the same time on here. Not going to be no issues because the display is so big. So right here, I got YouTube going and Twitter. If I wanted to add another one on here, then I can definitely do that. And just great, man. So also, my favorite thing is using the S Pen. You can use this for signing documents, strolling throughout the device, highlighting, pacing, coloring, whatever you want to do with the S Pen is going to be a great tool to have as well. So multitasking, using Samsung DeX is using it wirelessly or connected to your PC. You got link to windows, split view, gestures, just a whole host of things that I use this device for every day. Whether I have my SIM card in this device or not, I am using this device. So that is my follow-up on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4. One of my favorite devices out of all the devices that I have here. And it's been a pleasure to use. So Will H, Gadgets and More, I'm out.